Hey guys, my name is Matimeo, and today I wanted to take a look at the Commander mode, or what they've dubbed as the Hacker in Battlefield Hardline. A lot of you know my stance on the Commander mode in Battlefield 4. While it's amazing in concept, who wouldn't want to have more teamwork? Who wouldn't want to have a guy overwatching the map and giving key information to you at the right opportunity? In practice, as we're all very aware, it basically just leads to constant UAV spam. And so admittedly, when we were going into Hardline, I was crossing my fingers that they were just going to eliminate the mode entirely. It gives way too much power to one player. If one team has a commander and the other doesn't, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that that other team is going to lose, but it puts them at a huge disadvantage, and it also sections off certain play styles. If there is a good commander up and they are constantly spamming that UAV, trying to play stealthy is nearly impossible. Even if you're using a suppressor, even if you're flanking around as often as you can, the enemy is going to know your exact position, completely nullifying that type of role. And so going into Hardline, I was really crossing my fingers that this wasn't going to be the case, but sadly we're left with Hacker, which honestly could be even worse than the Battlefield 4 counterparts. And so the first time I jumped into this position, honestly, I was a little impressed by what I saw. It looked like they were taking the feedback and the criticisms from Battlefield 4 system and actually making some significant improvements. The best example is the UAV. The first time you play as a commander, your very first round, the UAV is going to be this tiny little circle. My reaction to this, of course, was fantastic. Gone are the days where a commander is going to be able to place one of these things down and light up your entire team on the minimap. He's now going to have to make the conscious decision, understand the flow of combat, and make the right choice on where he wants to place this thing down, because if he chooses wrong and isn't able to light up anyone on the minimap, then that valuable information is no longer going to be available for his team. Same is true for the counter UAV. It is a small little circle. He is going to have to make the conscious choice on who he wants to protect with that nice counter UAV blanket, and it's not going to be this expansive thing like it was in Battlefield 4. Another cool addition that's being added in is the ability to hack into certain objects that are scattered around the map. My favorite is the cameras. If you hack into a camera and a couple enemies run by, they're immediately spotted. It does have a cooldown, so I don't think it will constantly spot anyone that runs by, but at least those few initial players that do run past it, they're immediately spotted. That's great. That's some nice teamwork going on there. The twist on it, though, and the reason why I love this system so much, is that if the enemy realizes that the camera is in our possession, it's very obvious. They basically just have to look at the object, and I think it has my name over the camera in bright red. They can shoot at it and disable the camera. That is awesome. I love that interaction. This is also true for all of the other interactable objects. Hack into a gas line, enemy runs by, it will explode and cause them to get disoriented just like the gas grenade. Transformer, it explodes as well, enemies right there when it does, and they'll be flashed just like the flash grenade. What I love about this dynamic is not only does it allow the commander to have more of a physical presence on the battlefield, but they're not just this all-knowing deity that you can't really impact as a soldier. If you want to, and you're observant enough, you can basically thwart everything that they're doing with these interactable objects, and you even get a little reward in the point department as well. And so this, honestly, is probably the best addition to this game mode because it has that really cool dynamic going on. You might be thinking to yourself now, well, why is this worse than Battlefield 4? Like, why did you paint it as being even more overpowered than the previous game? Because this sounds like they learned their lesson. It sounds like they've made some really cool improvements. There's some nice dynamic there. Why is this any worse than Battlefield 4? I would have agreed with you, but then after the first couple of hours of playing, I realized that you start to slowly unlock upgraded versions of all these abilities that are permanent. Here is an early version of the Hacker. Very small UAV, very insignificant, but now, switch to about a couple hours later, I unlocked version 2 of the UAV, and that circle has now gotten significantly bigger, a lot bigger. I recently went out to the Battlefield Hardline event in California, and I had the opportunity to play as the Hacker, and this is what I was greeted with. I'm assuming all of this is fully unlocked. I'm assuming I have every single one of his abilities at max, and I was able to place down 3 gigantic UAVs and 2 counter UAVs throughout the entire map. This is the reason why I said it was busted. If this is any indication of what all of these upgrades are going to be leading to, once again, I've only spent a couple of hours as the hacker, so I don't know if this is 100% confirmed or if this is the end game. But if it is, and I'm kind of believing that it is, it's going to be flat out broken. You are not going to be able to hide from the enemy. You are always going to be on the minimap. Doesn't matter where you are. 3 UAVs on the map, even just 2 UAVs this size is going to be game changing. I did let them know at the event that I thought this was overkill, that it was way too powerful, and they basically said to wait on it. See what 2 commanders are like, having that interaction between them going on, the counter UAV having some influence there. And while I get their viewpoint, my concern is when you have only 1 commander on the server, or when you have a commander with all these awesome unlocks and the other guy is just starting out and he has this puny tiny UAV to try to compete with someone who is basically God at this point. That's where I have my concern. This is a beta, and this is exactly what betas are for, so that we can give our feedback. But if the Hardline event that I attended about a week ago is any indication of what hackers are going to be like after a month of playing in that position, I feel like that is pushing things a little bit too far. But I'd like to get your guys' take on this. Do you agree with me? Should I shut up because I have no idea what I'm talking about? Do you like the idea of having interactable objects on the map? Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I just wanted to give you a preview of what we could maybe expect with the hacker mode in Battlefield Hardline. But until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.